Hello everyone. This video is the third part of the 5-part series about a fictitious family called the Joneses. In the first video, you got to meet the Joneses and how they live. In the second video, Jesus gives a heartfelt description of John's life. If you are listening to this video and have not heard part 1 or 2, I highly recommend you listen to it before going any further with this one. Jesus, let us continue. I am very curious to what you have to say about the next family member. What would you like to say, my king? Jesus began. Judy, the mother, who most people would probably consider to be the most honorable after reading about each family member. Her love for her children is in fact above everything in her life, including me. Many women fall into this sneaky trap that the enemy puts in front of them. Before elaborating, I must say that caring for your children is very important. They do need a lot of attention, and it is vital that they receive the love, care, and holy discipleship that is explained throughout my word. With that said, it is not often that Judy takes the time to explain the principles of heaven to her children. She does not take the time she has with her children to minister to them, but instead pushes them to chase their own dreams, goals, and achievements. She hopes that they will find their own way. But when a mother does not take the time to minister to her children, it leaves an open door for Satan to, quote-unquote, minister to them the doctrines of hell. She would rather see her children pleased by their own devices and selfish desires than to see them flourish in sanctification. Judy's problem stems from being told that she was never good enough when she was a child. Her mother held high standards for her, kind of like John's father was towards him. Whenever Judy was ridiculed, hated, or made fun of, she harbored those feelings instead of giving them to me. Throughout her life in school, in the workplace, in her family, she was constantly told she would amount to nothing. Now Judy's pain from this abuse has driven her to live vicariously through her children's success. Her sorrow and grief manifest as idolatry towards her family, but more specifically her children. Her children's relationship with me is almost non-existent. It is a direct reflection of how their mother was pushed away from me by the enemy. Judy's sin, which is idolatry of her kids, although honorable and commended by many, has been passed down to them as a generational curse, and it manifests itself into self-idolatry and love for the world. The saddest part is Judy sees nothing wrong with her placement of her children over me in her heart, to the point that she is practically oblivious to it. This is how crafty Satan can be in your lives. You can be deep in sin and not even be aware of it. Judy loves going to church for Bible studies, fellowship, and events, just as long as they don't impede on any event that her children have going on at that time. Judy will skip a Sunday service in order to please and support her kids. With much grief, I have to say that many Christians live their lives like this. The hustle and bustle of the American life has stopped many from pursuing a deep relationship with me. The second thing I would like to address is Judy's sin to gossip. Once again, this is something that Judy finds no problem with. Talking about those in the church or those in town, not necessarily with the worst words of judgment, but she just loves to hear about everyone else's problems because it soothes the pain she has about her own sins and failures. She tells herself, well, if so-and-so is doing this or that, then I guess I'm not that bad. She compares herself to others instead of comparing herself to me. You can be sure that whenever someone starts to compare themselves to others, their pride has won and their downfall is nigh. If only my people could see how many are living a life like Judy, unaware of their idolatry towards their family. The truth is that eventually at some point, your family will fail you. But if only my people would draw closer to me, so that I could expose the rooted pain and grief that is in their hearts, The foundation of making me the center of your life has not been established until you have surrendered the pain of unforgiveness and hurt from your younger years. Allow me to cleanse you. Seek my face, my loved ones, so that I can shed light on the darkest chambers of your heart. Oh, how I desire to set you free from the bondage and chains that plague your emotions, mind, and soul. Don't hold on to your pain. Don't hold on to your sorrow. Give it to me, for I have authority over all misery. I have the power to turn your mourning into joy, your ashes into beauty, and your heaviness into praise. Give me your life, and I will give you life. That was the end of the message. God bless you, and stay tuned for the next part of the series.